Well, I am so glad to finally meet you face to face. Thank you so much for your interest in the job.
I am mostly interested in earning a living wage at the job and gaining my parents' approval by working at a grown-up office job instead of retail.
I'm providing an obligatory pitcher of water.
Oh, I won't dare touch it. The idea of taking a sip in front of you and making some sort of unflattering noise is horrifically awkward.
I won't either. I'll become too self-conscious if my lipstick transfers off my lips and onto the glass. The lukewarm water will sit untouched until next Monday.
Which is when I will follow up about the status of the job.
I'd like to congratulate you for making it through the online application. Here at the company, we like to challenge our candidates with excessive questions and redundant sections in which to paste their resumes.
The same resume you had me attached to the online application.
Yes, we want to see how much you're willing to suffer, as it really demonstrates your commitment to the job and the employer you may or may not have at the end of this process.
I absolutely detest the culture of corporate hoop jumping, but I'll do anything I can to get this job, as my only other option is retail.
In the past, all our employees have jumped through unreasonable and frankly unnecessary hoops, and we think everyone else should have to as well.
I'll hoop jump until my foot is in the door, and then I'll lose any motivation I ever had for this job.
I've reviewed your resume, and it's almost as if you're both under and overqualified for the job.
I've greatly embellished my experience, as I've never had the opportunity or desire for development.
We look for this kind of ambiguity in our candidates because it feels safer throwing a lower salary their way.
I'll try to be coy when you ask about my previous salary, even though we both know I'll accept whatever lowball offer you throw my way.
Plus, I would never go to bat for you, especially where I only make $3,000 more than the role you're interviewing for.
I'll tell my parents I negotiated a higher salary than the one I actually accepted.
If we paid you a competitive salary, then Mr. Boss wouldn't make as much profit, and that's just not how we do business.
I'm sure Mr. Boss's vacation properties in the Mediterranean will enjoy another record year.
I do deeply resent Mr. Boss. As it happens, I think he's terrified of women. No one will ever know I feel this way because I have an unhealthy relationship with my work and never address my internal turmoil because I don't believe in therapy.
Mr. Boss will naturally respect me because I'm a male.
He sure will. We've also received your results from the personality aptitude test, so we like to group people into narrow, defined categories with no real room for nuance or individuality. You're either a lizard, a panda, or a tiger. And yes, one of them is better than the others.
And how did I do?
You somehow got tiger, which leads me to believe that you weren't honest when you filled out your personality aptitude test, because all I see is panda.
When I filled out the personality aptitude test, I selected the answers that I thought would make me seem important and noteworthy, like Oprah. Throughout this interview, I'll hope that you don't see right through me.
I will see right through you, but my perkiness and friendly, albeit insincere demeanor will have you convinced you've got me fooled.
Throughout this interview, I'll wonder if there's a spark between us.
Your cover letter was written very differently from your resume, which was full of spelling errors. I find this suspicious and unsavory.
I copy and pasted the ideal candidate qualifications from the job posting into an AI cover letter generator. I don't thrive under pressure or respond quickly to challenge. I don't thrive.
Grammatical errors, even just one or two, indicate to me a lack of attention to detail, which you, interestingly, listed as one of your top skills on your resume.
I'll ask about flexible work and schedules, even though I know I'll probably be working a 45-plus hour work week.
Oh, it will be more than that. We'll say we offer flexible work arrangements, but if you ever ask to work from home for a day, we'll be really passive-aggressive about it and engage in microaggressions so flustering that you'll never ask again.
This job will fill my stomach with dread every morning.
We don't require any sort of degree for the job, but we would prefer if you had your master's. I see here that you started university and didn't finish. I'll probably let this impact my decision on whether we hire you or not.
I'm dying to check my phone.
Typical millennial. If I ever catch you on your phone, I'll make a snide comment to your manager. I am also a millennial.
I'll say I'm texting my dying grandmother. Both my grandmothers are long gone by this point.
I'll say this next question is just for fun, but it's a real interview question. If you could be any kind of animal, what would you be?
A wolf.
And why?
Because I thrive both independently and in group settings, and because wolves are badass.
I know this is a lie. It's also the wrong answer. I'm smiling and nodding while I write a bunch of question marks in my notebook. I think that curse words and shirts without ties are offensive and unprofessional because I've been pressured into adopting an old school business mindset thanks to my toxic manager.
And what kind of animal would you be?
I'm taken by surprise because I normally ask the questions. I'm uncomfortable when the tables are turned, even if it's just a harmless question. I'll segue so smoothly into the next topic that you won't notice I didn't answer you.
You hide your discomfort well, although I do notice you don't answer my question. I'll take this personally and stay up all night thinking about it.
I'm on a bit of a power trip right now because I sense we're around the same age, and from my perspective, I'm doing better in life than you are right now.
You aren't as smooth as you think you are.
I was an honors student in high school. Regular honors, not high honors or anything like that. Other than that, pretty average. No discernible talents or real warmth or substance, even, to my personality. But I've always been good at pretending, at playing the game. I had friends, I have friends, a lot, who work here and are 20 years older than me on average. I have an older brother who failed the 10th grade twice. He was in every sport you could think of and always had so many friends around. My parents just worship the ground he walks on. He's a mechanic and has his own shop now, actually, and makes a lot more money than I do. Him and his wife welcomed my nephew to the world last year. For me, I've tried Tinder and Bumble, but nobody really lives up to the manager for the purchasing department. He calls me Alyssa, but my name is Andrea. I always wanted to take my master's in gerontology, like the study of aging. My mom used to work at this special care home for Alzheimer's and dementia patients, and she was just born for her career. Like, if you were to picture the perfect person to walk with you in your final stages of life, it would be her. She used to take me to see the residents, and I would read to them and talk about what I learned at school that day, and I loved it. I wanted to be like my mom. I wanted to do something that I felt called to, something I was made for, you know? But then I finished my undergrad program, the one I just chose, I guess, and I had to work. My parents didn't want me moving back in with them, understandably. My brother was still living in the basement. So I found a job here in the HR department, and I just stayed. And the years went by, and I got promotions that came with an extra $500 on my salary every few years. I got lots of pats on the back. I got pizza parties and cookies and pretend fake inspirational videos force-fed to me. I stared at so many screens. Do you ever feel like you don't know how you got somewhere? Like, you remember every step you took, every decision that built the path. One day you're dreaming of being made for something, and then suddenly, you're standing right where you are. And you've been standing for years. And you don't know how you got there or why it happened. And you're not really made for anything.
I don't know how I got here. But I feel like I already should have been here. I feel like everyone else is moving through the stages of life faster than me, better than me. I don't thrive. I don't know how to thrive. I'm just doing what I've always done, what I feel I should be doing. And that should be enough. I was the valedictorian in high school. It was easy for me. I flunked out my second year of university. I was in computer engineering. I like computers. I thought I'd sail right through. But I didn't. I guess maybe I just forgot how to learn. Or maybe I was never enough. I was the valedictorian. I was interviewed by the newspaper. My parents were so proud of me. And now I don't know what they think. They probably wouldn't tell me either way. I've learned how to make bread. I bake 2 loaves every Sunday. My mom gave me a sourdough starter last year. It's going great. I've learned how to make the little art on top with the scoring knife, and that starter is still alive somehow. And I'm not the nurturing type, but somehow something I'm a part of is thriving, even if I'm not. Do you ever feel lost? Like you're in some sort of a permanent limbo? You're just waiting for something to give? Just trying to be enough. You don't even know what enough is. I was the valedictorian.
But we're playing the game.
And will it be enough?
No. It never will. But it's too late. You?
I don't know. Why do you think it's too late?
I think I've given up. I don't want to push anymore.
Yeah. Me neither. Did I win?